Live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 977. Today is, what is this? July 6, 2022. And I'm King, here to bridge the gap between the community and crypto every day, Monday through Friday at 10-ish. And today is definitely a 10-ish day. Thanks, of course, for bearing with us as we get back into the swing of things. Here, I'm trying to bring up this actual chat right now to make sure I can have the studio going for you all. And of course, Bitcoin Zay, he'll be returning tomorrow as well. So a lot going on. We needed time. Much appreciated. I hope everybody had a happy 4th of July. Really quick, of course, here we go. Really quick, wanted to bring up this chat, give some shout outs, and go ahead and talk about these top stories. Voyager Digital files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and proposes a recovery plan. Celsius repays $183 million on DeFi exchange Maker. Gets back collateral, blockchain data shows. Let's see, we got crypto lender Celsius also cutting 150 jobs amid restructuring report. Korea and U.S. agrees to share investigation on Terra. And last but not least, the bottom is in. CNBC's Jim Cramer says crypto has no real value. But first and foremost, let's go ahead and take a quick look at these prices. All right, Bitcoin's coming at $20,200, up 3.99%. Ethereum at $1,138, up 3.66%. At number 5, we have BNB. It's been holding down number 5 for a while, $237, up 5.69%. At number 8, Cardano at 45 cents, up 2.29%. Solana at number 9 at $36, up 7.66%. And Dogecoin rounding out the number 10 at 0.067 cent, up 2.12%. And let's see, of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Shiba Inu is trending. Ethereum, of course, is more than likely trending because the .eth names got a big pump the other day as more people look to be buying them or at least spending their Ethereum on it. As they say, the gas fees are decreasing. So shout out to those .eth addresses there. All right, really quick, let me pull up the chat, get some quick shout outs in the chat really quick. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Make sure you smash that like and share on the way into the show today. Much appreciate that. See, we got 72 viewers in here already. Ali Pio, what's going on? Bitcoin Man, Chappie, Saber Says, Wendy Nichols, Miss K, Elizabeth Allen, Marcus Howe, Captain G, Wyatt Triad, Chris Minka. Let's see, Daryl White, Hook Shot, what's going on? Just got into Vegas yesterday. Let's get it. Hope they cancel this podcast. We are live. That is right. Let's see, Leon Champagne G said Uprise also lost its clients' funds trying to trade Luna. It's crazy, right? Everybody's trying to trade Luna. Everybody's talking about Cramer. Disney 720 said, you didn't follow our instructions and Voyager got your ass. Help a ninja get back right. Oh, man. It happens, but hey, this is just a learning. Consider it a lesson learned, right? Jake, shout out to Jake Fever. This is some more Jake Fever gear right here. This big Bitcoin B bag I'm trying to get my hands on. Jake Fever said another one bites the dust. Good morning, team. Do all you can to be a whole coiner. This is going to be the days you tell your grandkids about. Yes. Of course, this is not financial advice, but for those who wanted to own an entire Bitcoin, like now it seems reasonable to actually do it. Like 20K is still a lot, I know, to the average person, but still, like you can break that down in goals and get to a portion of that here in the short term. So if you're interested, you should definitely look more into it. All right, and really quick, want to give a shout out to today's show sponsor, none other than iCoin is back. That is right. iCoin is having their 4th of July sale. It's actually going on through July 15th. So I wanted to make sure I mention that to you all. But essentially now through July 15th, iCoin and Verizon are offering an Independence Day promotion where you can liberate your keys from the exchanges. Save 50% on the hardware wallet marked down from $199 to $99. And the wallet and printer bundle is marked down from $249 to $175. The hosted wallet, of course, hosted custody is no custody if you have it on these centralized exchanges. We're starting to see that right now along the likes of Voyager Capital going bankrupt. Of course, we talked about BlockFi and Celsius and so on and so forth. So you're already seeing the issue with keeping it on these centralized exchanges. So get your keys onto a self-hosted wallet. Remember, not your keys, not your cheese. And after this show today, in the description, I will also have the links for iCoin social media. But here's their revamped website. I saw a couple of people on Twitter mentioning their website was down. I think it was just down for like a few hours or a day as they revamped it. But again, Wiz Khalifa is their official celebrity sponsor, ambassador, excuse me. So you can see him pasted all over the website. Verizon Wireless, of course, is their primary distribution partner as well. So again, that's crypto wallet code storage made easy with iCoin. And I spoke to them yesterday, folks. A lot of new upgrades are on the way. They don't want to officially announce anything, but they have a lot of new things on the way. So again, if you're interested about for a hardware wallet, you should go ahead and check out iCoin, where you can get this 50% off wallet right now through July 15th. Okay, top story of the day: Voyager Digital files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, proposes recovery plan. That's right. Another reason to have your own self-hosted wallet, right? Voyager Digital has joined the growing list of CeFi firms hurting as a result of exposure to Three Arrows Capital and declining crypto price assets. Days after pausing trading, withdrawals and deposit, crypto exchange Voyager Digital is filing for bankruptcy under Chapter 11 in the Southern District Court in New York. I will say, if anything with this market has taught us in the last few weeks, is that rumors don't come out of any out the blue in this market. I mean, you can say that for most industries, but here you can really say let's not get it. Every now and then there is one that's debunked. That's no, this is totally false or whatever. But by and large, if it's walking like a duck and it's quacking like a duck, and this industry is a duck, right? So it's one of those, and I say that because we heard about Voyager Digital on the brink of bankruptcy or insolvency and all these things coming, and they're just no, everything's cool right now. We have some problems, everything's okay, and then it's boom, yes, it has happened. We're filing for this. But again, that's Voyager's Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing, indicating that is on the hook for anywhere from $1 billion to $10 billion in assets to more than 100,000 creditors. And again, I'm going to keep pressing down upon this. This is my issue with regulation coming into the space right now, because regulation will have you believe that you and I, the normal layperson, the mom and pop, they can't be in this market. They will need KYC and AML and compliance and lawyers and accountants and tax preparations and SEC. And they want to add all these layers to protect investors. Yet when they have these layers, investors continuously lose out. And that's because they're doing it the wrong way. They're not, for one of the worst things they're doing is not offering enough options. They're trying to centralize how we invest our value, which I think should be left up to the private citizen, right? So instead of our private value being centralized on a Voyager or on a Celsius or on a BlockFi or whatever else, everyone should be allowed to do this how they want. So that's, of course, I just had to point that out. This is my issue with regulation, because regulation will have you believe Voyager is a safe place to go, right? Some of these other big institutions are the safe places to go, but I mean, they're having the same type of issues as a degen trader would have. Literally, they're having the same issue a 15 to 42-year-old degen trader would have in this market right now. So Voyager's Chapter 11 bankruptcy isn't anything special. The number's special because, again, they're on the hook for anywhere from $1 billion to $10 billion. But again, the Treble Exchange, crypto exchange, wasted no time after the U.S. holiday to file for bankruptcy on Tuesday. In a Wednesday statement, Voyager explained that the move is part of a plan of reorganization. When implemented, the plan would enable clients to reaccess their accounts again, and Voyager will return value to customers. And again, this is the problems with the regulation. So just because you're bankrupt doesn't mean you're broke. For those who don't know that, essentially you can file for bankruptcy and walk away wealthy, walk away with most of your value intact still, and not really losing a lot. And it looks like that's what they're going to try to do in order to at least provide some value back to their customers. But again, Voyager CEO explained its proposed plan, which involves customers with crypto in their accounts receiving a combination of crypto proceeds from the Three Arrows Capital recovery, which we all know Three Arrows Capital, there won't be a lot of recovery on that one. I mean, they lost money too. Everybody lost money on the same thing, so it won't be a lot of recovery. Common shares in the newly reorganized company and Voyager tokens. As I always say, when one thing's over, wait, we got another one though. Hold on, don't worry, people. Your money's still here. This time it's here in the form of this newly reorganized company and these Voyager tokens. Like, people, this is crazy. And yeah, you should definitely be upset if you're on Voyager. Essentially, your money's gone. This is the same as Terra 2.0, right? Terra's like, hey, we know we can't give you your money back, but we got Terra 2.0 coming and Terra Classic. So don't worry, guys. You still have these new tokens. Here at the Gym in Crypto, that's when we normally say,
"And it's gone."
Everyone, listen up. You didn't lose your money. Now you have your, technically you kind of lost your money.
Technically, you kind of lost your money. Okay. These shares and this newly reorganized company, these Voyager tokens, like, who would go after it? That's my whole thing when it comes to Coinbase stock. It's like, even if these things will work, would their rate of return be higher than what Bitcoin could provide you for those who are interested in Bitcoin, or for those who are even interested in fiat? Will it be better than the next shitcoin altcoin out there? Like, who knows? But I highly doubt that this would be the go-to. Like, oh my God, you didn't get those new Voyager shares and tokens. Like, I just don't see it happening. That's if Three Arrows can even recover enough to provide any capital back to Voyager, because they might be next as well. So to me, this is literally replace the Terra, everything that's going on with Terra and what they're trying to do with their reorganizing and proposing. Just replace that with Voyager. The only difference is that Voyager looks like they may have got to the bankruptcy clause first. And the thing that scares me about the bankruptcy thing is that they could use taxpayer money. Again, we've already had people come out in the government say, hey, we will not be saving crypto companies. That's why you file bankruptcy, people. Essentially, it's to save yourself, but some of that saving yourself comes in the form of federal aid and help with at least them securing certain assets of yours that cannot be seized or resold in order to pay back creditors, which should technically happen in a situation like this, but depending on how they set up their business, it may not actually happen. So again, here's the CEO, and I hate seeing these CEOs essentially tell you, it's almost like they talk down to everyone. It's like, hey, we know we lost your money, over 100,000 people, up to $10 billion. We know we lost your money, but hey, listen to me, I got another plan. And this is all we mean by, it's not hate or shade. Like, when we're starting to call out more people and call out more like places where it's like they're providing bad information. And everybody, well, what's the problem? Well, the problem is $10 billion losses. That's the problem. And 100,000 people now who are going to literally run toward the government and say, we need help getting back our value because we invested with Voyager, who invested in Terra, who invested in whatever else. And all of this is a sham. And they have all this negative stuff to say about crypto, when reality is like, no, it's literally just a small group of companies who invested in one bad project, as did many other people did. But that's literally what it comes down to. There's no grand conspiracy in crypto and this. No. It's a small group of people with a lot of money made some mistakes in the market. They took some L's, they learned some lessons. That's all this is. But these same people want to come back with secondary and their third line and the fourth plan. And to me, it's like, no, your losses have exceeded an amount and it caused enough stress on enough people to where you got to sit this one out, buddy. You got to sit this, not this quarter, not this game. Like, you're injured. You should be sitting a season or two out. You should be sitting a year or two out. Mike Novogratz, no offense, you should probably sit a year or two off. Get back to the drawing board. Let's not make any public comments. Steven Erich or whatever his name is, same with Do Kwon, sit a season or two out. You guys are injured and you're just trying to come right back in the game like ain't nothing just happened yesterday. Like, bro, you just threw 8 picks yesterday. You get 15 turnovers, and you're not an MVP candidate anyway. Like, you never won a championship. You're just the hot kid on the block, and you're still making statements. Like, you have to stop this. But again, this is from Steven Steppen. As part of this process, the proposed plan of reorganization would resume account access and return value to customers. Again, as I always mention, words matter. Return value. That return of value could be 10 cents, or it could be your full value. It could be 85% of what your value was. You're supposed to get back, or 5%. We don't know. Under this plan, which is subject to change, given ongoing discussions with other parties and requires court approval. Again, as I already mentioned, I didn't even read this before going live, this tweet. Under this plan, which is subject to change, giving ongoing discussions with other parties. What he means is, if the government doesn't go for it, or like if the government doesn't actually goes for the bankruptcy, or if, all parties involved aren't on the same page, mainly being the courts and possibly the IRS and SEC and all that good stuff, then it's not going to work. So literally they're trying to tell you they have a plan for you. But as I said, they're probably going to change the plan again. And they even say it requires court approval, which again, if the court does approve it, this will technically be a form of saving a crypto company. So it'll be interesting to see how that happens. And he continued on, customers with crypto in their accounts will receive an exchange combination of their crypto and accounts, proceed with the 3 arrows capital recovery, common shares in the newly reorganized company, and Voyager tokens. As we mentioned, all are worth nada damn thing. So we'll continue to monitor Voyager, but as we usually say around here, folks,
and it's gone.
It's that simple. That sucks. I know it sucks. It hurts, but it is what it is. All right, let me go ahead and take a quick peek at some comments, see what's going on. Hope they cancel this podcast. That regulation needs to be for the companies. KYC should know your company. I'm with that one. Yeah, if you want to, if you want to do regulation, it definitely should be on an institutional and a company wide level as well. BK Born Best I Raised. Yes, check out Jake Fever for the hoodie. This was his. It will be in the description. Reno Gamma says there's plenty of tuition to be paid. In the meantime, hit them likes and get an opportunity to get 100% off the tuition cost. There we go. Let's see. Bashir Muhammad said, didn't Voyager just say they were giving Bitcoin away like 2 or 3 months ago? Hey, life comes at you fast. Life comes at you fast. We all know that. Let's see. Alex G said that has to include their customers as creditors. It has to include somebody, because you're talking about $1 billion or $10 billion in losses. That's crazy. And Bowling said almost got cooked on Voyager, but moved to a private wallet 5 days before they shut down trading. Y'all said no keys, no cheese about 1,000 times, and it took me that to finally listen. There you go. Nice and Bowling way to take it off. And again, people, we're not crapping on all these platforms, because we do understand, like, hey, they're saying 20% returns and 40%. All we're saying is that the nest egg shouldn't be there. The nest egg shouldn't be there. It should be a small part of your portfolio to where it's just another part working for you. And as soon as that part gets your profit back, as soon as you're back in profit, like, you should only be playing with house money anyway. Like, this should all be discretionary to begin with. So it should not only like be house money to begin with, but it should be discretionary. Then you get profit on discretionary. You take that profit and you go back to house money again. So that is for these type of platforms. That's the way you should be thinking, right? Let's say if you had $10,000 in investments and assets in crypto, like, let's say 10% is what you would keep on that type of platform. The same 10% that you would throw around the altcoin market. Now, if you're crazy, that's a 20% total. But if you're trying to be conservative, that's 10% max. So the same 10% you would throw in altcoins, that's the same percentage you would throw over to these platforms as well. That way, if something does happen like this, it's like worst case scenario, you lost 10% of that discretionary portfolio to begin with. Whereas, and then on a flip side, vice versa, you're not getting rich overnight, but you are consistently getting in that percentage or whatever you wanted to get from this part of the space. Again, this part has so many different DeFi platforms, CDFI platforms and protocols. It has so many different ways for you to continue to get the ROI. So what you do is you split up. That's one part of your portfolio. You got 9 other places to throw it, right? So one way to look at it right there. Let's see. What else do we have? Jake Fever, I heard a quote this morning saying, you got to learn how to lose, but the only way to learn is to take a loss. There we go. What else is going on in the news? Celsius, speaking of learning to take a loss, again, this is going to be interesting. I'm glad to see they're actually repaying. I'm not sure how long this is going to go on for, but Celsius repays $183 million on DeFi exchange Maker, gets back collateral, blockchain data shows. Now, here's a good and bad part about it. Well, let's go into it. The troubled crypto lender paid down $183 million of his debt to the decentralized exchange Maker, blockchain data shows, possibly in a bid to recover Bitcoin-linked collateral that otherwise would remain trapped. Now, again, they're saying this is going to possibly be Bitcoin-linked collateral. I'd be interested to see at what price point they purchased that collateral, because even if they were to pay it back and to get it back, the price point of Bitcoin is so low right now, it wouldn't be enough for them to sustain their business operations, I think, because as soon as they got the Bitcoin back, they essentially would need to sell it. And they're going to be selling it at a huge loss, huge loss. And we'll go more into that in the next article. But Celsius, the crypto lender that's halted withdrawals and is reportedly cutting jobs to stave off a liquidity crisis, has been aggressively repaying debt on one of the largest decentralized finance protocols. Blockchain data shows, possibly to get back Bitcoin equivalent tokens that have been posted on the platform as collateral. So first and foremost, shout out to Celsius for at least trying, and they're going out with a fight. So shout out to them. But since July 1st, according to on-chain data, Celsius has paid down $183 million of its collateralized debt to Maker, one of the largest decentralized lending platforms. Transactions on the blockchain data tracker Etherscan verify that the down payments originated from a wallet linked to Celsius. The debt was repaid in Maker's protocol's enabled stablecoin DAI. So again, the transaction resulted in not only the extinguishment of the debt, but the release from Maker of 2,000 wrapped Bitcoin worth $40 million at the time that had been posted as collateral. And of course, wrapped Bitcoin is just a way essentially to bridge Bitcoin to the Ethereum blockchain. Hopefully, I think in the future, those things will be gone and we could just flip different blockchains the same way we could do swaps, right? But still remains to be seen. Celsius still owes about 41 million DAI, about $41 million worth in loans to Maker, but it has about $22,000 wrapped Bitcoin, about $440 million worth posted against these loans. So there could be an even bigger potential kicker if the rest of the debt were repaid. So, okay, so they actually did have enough. They probably did buy at a lower price point, but by repaying the debt, Celsius is possibly freeing up collateral Bitcoin that can be sold on centralized exchanges, as I mentioned, or via over-the-counter to meet creditor demands and customer withdrawals. Fundstrat analyst Walter Ting told CoinDesk, "Oh shit, y'all always getting Fundstrat. I don't trust it when I see Fundstrat." But no, we'll see how this works out. I didn't realize they had that many wrapped Bitcoin on the platform. They only owe 41 million DAI. I don't think that 41 million DAI would be what it takes to release that 22,000 wrapped Bitcoin. But regardless, even if they were to get that back, like I said, the amount they will have to sell off, I mean, it's going to hurt them to sell that amount off. So we'll continue to see what's going on here. Yeah, so I guess it is. They only owe 41 million back to get that 22. Wow, that's huge. So they do need to pay back a good 41.2 million DAI to receive their 22,000 almost Bitcoin back. Yeah, they got to make that happen. They have to make that happen. And this is, I want to point out, this is one of the things in the market where I always say, like, I always discount a lot of people. Well, this is going to happen, like super quantum computing. And it's like, well, quantum computing assumes that the developer is working on Bitcoin won't also use quantum computing to develop Bitcoin. And I say that because in this market, we're always like, well, these people own this amount of Bitcoin, or these platforms on this. I see this new thing. It was like Michael Saylor, somebody owns one in every 600 and something. I'm like, how do you even come up with these numbers? But this is why all those things don't matter, because in the blink of an eye, it can just, like, right now, before this all happened a few months ago, yeah, I mean, Celsius is sitting pretty. They're up 22,000 Bitcoin, right? Now, all of a sudden, they need to sell damn near all their Bitcoin to even stay alive in this market and watch what happens when this thing changes hands. So that's why I was like, the story of Bitcoin and who will be around this market for forever isn't finished yet. It's being told right now. And with that being said, crypto lender Celsius cuts 150 jobs amid restructuring report. Again, that's the tough part about these bear markets, and when they're going through that, I mean, the first people to go are those people they're paying. They're about to get real skinny. They're about to get really skinny, right? Anything that's not needed is out the door. I mean, I'm talking about Gmail accounts. Hey, we don't need 300 Gmail accounts no more. We need 2. All right. Hit up the admin and hit up the CEO. All right. Seriously, everything is going to be getting cut across the board as they go through this financial crisis. It does suck, of course, for those people working there, but this kind of comes with the space. The good thing is that this is another iteration of people who are well versed in crypto, so they'll be back. They'll stay in the market. Some of these people, and of course, the bad thing is that they were laid off. But looks like the firm has about 650 staff members listed on LinkedIn, including executives. So that's about 23% of the company being affected, as 150 employees were laid off over the weekend. As, of course, Celsius tries to restructure what they plan to do as far as giving people their value back. So it's crazy to see, but Goldman Sachs, of course, is in the news. They're said to be leading a $2 billion raise from investors to purchase Celsius distressed assets. Again, this is what I thought would happen in the Terra before realizing that Terra was even worse off than we thought. But this is what I mean. You show proof of concept. You show you actually have volume creditors, people who provide value, proof of concept. Usually you get saved. I really thought Terra Luna, this would come happen with Terra Luna, but it looks like it happened with Voyager. So shout out to Voyager. This is what I mean, though. These institutions will figure out, hey, the cost, risk benefit analysis of, how much more juice you have left to squeeze versus what they can do right now to get you back. And of course, somebody like Celsius, you're talking $22,000 Bitcoin. You need $41 million to get that back. Yeah, we could put together a raise. Like, and you have creditors, you have volume. We could put together a raise. So I think that's what we're going to see here. Goldman Sachs come try to swoop in and take over the majority of that business, not all of it. All right, really quick comments to see. Real talk, thank you for the tip. Is this a nuance of so many life jackets offered to exchanges? If so, are the whales attempting to take over? Yes, but again, here's where it's like the story isn't written yet, because even if that's a nuance, even if you offer these life jackets to them, it's okay because you're literally offering a life jacket. The person offering the life jacket don't know what they're talking about either half the time. So it's just like how do you think Celsius probably got 22,000 Bitcoin? They probably swooped it up at one time from another company going through this back in 2018, 2019. Like if I really were to do my due diligence and digging. So no, I don't think this is the end. I think whoever swoops up Celsius or Voyager, all these other companies, like literally the next Terra Luna, the next BitConnect in 2024, 2025, whoever, like their eyes want to get just as wide, this rinse, wash, repeat. And then next time we go from $370,000 of Bitcoin to 84,000, and people get wrecked the same way. Like we'll have the same type of storyline. So I think it's a nuance of the industry. They're trying to get rich quick too, just with bigger amounts of money. And they're just getting caught doing it. So no, I don't think that would be like the end of the end. All right, let's see. Korea and US agree. Korea and the US agree to share investigation data on Terra. Oh my goodness, Do Kwon's worst nightmare is like that spinning head or whatever, that the spinning meme or wherever you think things are getting better, they're just getting worse. The two nations have agreed to share their investigation data on the ongoing crypto-related cases, including Terra. Good and bad. Good because it shows you that, hey, good old police work and stuff can still find criminals in this space. Bad because, again, this is what's going to start to form some type of globalized restructuring and regulation on cryptocurrency, which will be very restrictive, I believe, on a large scale. So that's my only thing about that. They're agreeing on this. They're agreeing on someone that everyone can get behind and it's easy to railroad. But what's going to happen when they agree on something we're not behind, right? But regardless, this story here, South Korean Justice Minister Han Dong-hoon was in New York recently to discuss various ways in which the two nations can cooperate on investigations associated with financial crimes, especially crypto-related crimes. Hoon met with Securities and Commodities Task Force co-chief Andrea Griswold at the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York, along with Scott Hartman, Chief of Securities and Commodities Fraud Task Force of the same office on Tuesday, reported a local news publication. They essentially both exchanged information on how to strengthen cooperation to ensure timely action on the increasing number of securities frauds associated with the digital asset market. And again, one of the main things that came up was Terra, as both sides reportedly agreed to share their latest investigation data around them, since they both are under investigation in both countries. First and foremost, like seriously, of course, they're going after Do Kwon and Terra because, they did lose a lot of people money, more or less, not normal people, but institutions. But it looks like they're in a high school library right here. Like, what is this? In a public library meeting? This is why, this is the crypto task force, people. Are they really going to catch the 17-year-old hacker? I don't know, but I think they're saying we will catch the likes of the Do Kwons of the world who are trying to hustle, not our residents that we don't care about. We can care less about our citizens. But once they start coming after capital companies, Voyager Capital, Three Arrows Capital, Celsius, all that good stuff, you start going after those, you start affecting the bottom line of regulators and politicians. We got to have intra country agency meetings and all this other stuff. Oh, now somebody got to pay the man, and that person is going to be Do Kwon. It looks like everybody's getting together. The fix is in. He's ripe. He is ripe for the taking, and he's about to get took. So Do Kwon problems are just starting. I think Do Kwon is going to be the next Carpeles, Mark Carpeles, Mount Gox. You remember everything he had to go through in Japan and all that good stuff? Like, and to be fair, Mount Gox, Mark Capelli still walked out a billionaire essentially because of the bankruptcy or whatever fouling he did. He still walked away a billionaire where everyone else didn't. I'm telling you, they might go after Do Kwon the same way. And as long as he can find some money somewhere to say, hey, hold on. Yeah, I remember that 80 million I took out, right? All right, well, I got 50 for you and I got 30 for me. As long as he can come up with that, he may never see the punishment behind whatever you want to call the tariff fiasco. But remains to be seen. One thing that's for certain is that the United States and Korea have joined together and they say, hey, you know you done fucked up. You know you done fucked up. So it's over. But seriously, like, they were literally in a public library. They don't have the resources to listen, people. They don't have the resources to be talking about these buzzwords. They don't have the resources to be talking algorithms and protocols. Okay. They don't have exactly. Reno Gamble, you saw it. They said, why was a ladder there? There was a ladder in the background. I saw it too. I was trying to say something. Yeah, getting that roof leak. It looks like it has a roof leak, doesn't it? Looked like that old MTV show Silent Library said L. I mean, it was hilarious. They're in literally a small library with a metal ladder in the background taking a picture, trying to go after a multi-billion-dollar company. I mean, honestly, that picture is the United States government in of itself. I love it. I'm not even mad because the good thing about it is we're not spending too much money on wasted resources. As you can see, they'll say, hey, we'll be in this public library figuring out how to conspiracy act your ass overnight, and they will do it. So shout out to them, I guess, for joining forces and going after Do Kwon, and hopefully that will keep their eyes off the DeFi market and Bitcoin in general. All right, last but not least, the bottom is in. CNBC's Jim Cramer says crypto has no real value. I could have sworn he was just on there hoopling and hollering about the next Dogecoin and this and that and when to go into Bitcoin. I mean, he got in at 25,000 or something and sold at 27 or 35. I don't know. This is that guy. But Mad Money host Jim Cramer has changed his sentiment on crypto again, predicting the total market cap will tank below $1 trillion as there's no real value there. Now, again, he did say crypto, so we can smack on crypto a little bit. There are a ton of shit coins out there. And to be honest, again, with this Voyager going bankrupt, we'll see. You know, it depends if Celsius can pay this back, if they get this Goldman Sachs funding, what happens with Voyager. I think we still have another 7 to 10 days kind of wait to see what's going to happen with the market, depending on how the fall off from these two things. If the courts don't say, hey, we're doing anything for you, Voyager, there's no movement, then I think we can dip more. The total market cap, I didn't even look at it this morning, so I'm not sure if us dipping below the 1 trillion is actually something that's possible. But I think there is more room to dip, but it won't be sustained. And here's why: because the technology still works. Is everyone going after the wrong projects, touting false or fake technology? That's the problem. So there is real value there. There's not real value in the projects they're selecting. So as this article says, given his track record, some in the crypto community believe that the market bottom may now be in after CNBC host Jim Cramer said that statement. There's no real value in crypto and predicted the market will tumble further. He's one of those contra indicators. We also call out, Benny Lingram, Tom from Fundstrap. Usually whenever these people say something, it's like, wherever they said the opposite, is like, just do the opposite. So Jim Cramer, I don't know if he's a contra indicator yet. I do know I don't normally listen to him in general when it comes to any investment, especially crypto advice, but him saying that there's no real value in crypto may actually be the bottom. So if he's saying it right, if he's flipping, if he's switching sides, then that means we have actually seen the bottom. So we'll keep our eyes on this for next week or two. But if this is the bottom, we know moving forward, whenever he says something, right, when he hops back on it, I'm buying Bitcoin at 89,000, it's probably time for us to be like, might want to sell and wait till this 76, 74 pops back up, right? Again, this is Jim Cramer, CNBC, and everybody's on here saying the crypto bear market just ended as he started to go in on crypto. Squawk Box tweet saying crypto really does seem to be imploding, went from $3 trillion to $1 trillion. Why should it stop at $1 trillion? There's no real value there, says Jim Cramer on crypto. When an awful asset, NFTs sold to you, made up. Again, I love how these same people will not go on and say, well, it's not really crypto. It's the companies that have over $10 billion in assets that are investing in obvious scale projects without having done their proper due diligence. Here's my thing. And this shows you the arrogance of all these professionals coming into this market, which I love. Keep being arrogant. The only thing that sucks about it is you arrogant MFs are going to cause for more regulation. But what I love about the arrogance is that you can be as arrogant as you want. You can think you know everything and blah, 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 and you still get slapped around. And this is what I mean by arrogant. Mike Novogratz, looking at Mike Novogratz, right? Celsius now, Voyager, 3 O's Capital. I know for a fact myself and many other people in this YouTube and Twitter space have never spoke to these companies. You would put $300 million plus into a project without at least spending 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 on market research, which includes, hey, let me reach out to some of the people who talk about crypto every day. Let me reach out to traders in the industry. Let me reach out to different people in the industry. Let me reach out to like market research. But no, these companies literally don't even do market research. They put up to $1 billion and 10 billion. Is that what it said for Voyager? They will put that on a bear project and then come back around with the media machine and their flunkies saying, well, the crypto market must be trash. It's like, no, no. You all selections are trash. You're not doing the homework. You're not doing market research. You're trying to cut corners and you're getting slapped. You're getting slapped with $300 million lessons. Now, how much money would Mike Novogratz save if he would have put $500,000 out to the community and been like, all right, market research, boom, we need to know about X, Y, and Z. How much money would Voyager, Celsius, so on and so forth say? I mean, Celsius is BlockFi and Nexo. They could have took our master class and we would have been like, yo, this is probably what's going to happen. Even if you don't get smacked by the market, once it turns to a bear market, you're going to get smacked the day the government wakes up and says, you know what, we're going to regulate your ass today. Either way, you would have got smacked. And you should have already had these proposed plans in place so that when you do get smacked, it's already, okay, boom, market went down. This is what's going to happen next. Our creditors, our people who trust in us already know at most you'll get back 85%, but the least amount you'll get back is 60 because we have these mechanisms in place. But they're not talking about these type of things. They're thinking about it because they just wanted a quick flip like everybody else. So they're going 750 million on a Terra Luna. And boom, all of a sudden the crypto market is trash. With that being said, make sure you smash that like and share. Last but not least, of course, want to give another shout out to iCoin Technology. Again, place to get your hardware wallet so you're not leaving it on these exchanges or these CDFI platforms. July 4th sale up to July 15th. Again, up to 50% off their hardware wallet from $199.99 and 50% off the printer bundle as well from $249 to $175. So if you're interested in these or if you wanted another one, make sure you check it out at iCointechnology.com, iCointechnology.store for the actual wallet itself. Again, that is iCointechnology.com, and that will be in the link. Smash that like and share, and check out Assets and Arbitrage, which will be premiering next at 8 a.m. PST. Cheers. Smash that like, smash that like, smash that like, and share. Y'all like that one? That was a new one. I don't know. Cheers.